Scrimbly Scrungus, we are back with Ace Attorney.
Squingle Squundle, welcome to the Grundle.
Gross. That's a visceral thought. So, we're back with lawyering.
We're here to lawyer.
I got my candy corn autumn mix with me.
I'm jail. I did go to the store earlier today, but I did not have enough to get what I wanted, and also candy corn. I did get some, like, cheap iced oatmeal cookies.
Well, I went there.
Crunchy.
I went to the store I went to the Walgreens to buy some loose granola to feed the rats with. Because ran out of rat food, and they like granola. Granola's good for them.
Who doesn't like granola?
Granola haters. And then I saw that they were having a sale half off on their how big is this?
I think I might have oversalted this a little.
How many pounds?
Just a little.
Yeah, this half-pound bag of autumn mix. It was half off.
Was it specifically candy corn that was half off, or all Halloween candy already?
All Halloween candy already.
It's next week!
Yeah, I was surprised too!
Damn, wire me $20 so I could get a fuckload of candy?
I can't. I also stopped by the comic book store to buy a birthday present for a friend, and while I was there, I got her the first 3 volumes of Umbrella Academy. I tried to find the box set, but they were sold out. But while I was there, I found the Four Swords manga and the Minish Cap manga, which I bought. To quote one of the great modern philosophers of the time, one of the great modern philosophers of our era, the only thing better than going to the store and finding what you're looking for is going to the store and finding something you weren't looking for.
Ah, wonderful.
Uncle Iroh, 2007.
Uncle Iroh.
Actually, no, that was like season 1. That would have been like 2004.
I remember watching the first season of Airbender on like my shitty CRT TV.
Same.
I had like a fucking.
I had one of those CRTs
decent...
that had like a VCR at the bottom.
I do have one of those, but that's not what we watched it on. My dad got that one so that my brother and I would have something to do while we were at his. He would take me and him to his work on like Saturdays. Because my mom had work and my dad had work, and my mom worked at the nursing home, so it was better to leave the kids in the office of the guy that uses CAD to make buildings.
Yeah.
My dad worked at a steel company. So he had this little TV. He would put it on like ABC Family Saturday morning for us. It was great. We would stop at like Shipley's and get like a dozen donuts.
Oh god, I would kill some
for the
from Shipley's.
Shipley's
I
fucking love their ham and cheese. I love their ham and cheese kolaches.
Oh yeah.
My brother thinks they're a little too salty.
What?
The salty is what makes it good. Anyway, welcome to lawyering.
Yeah, welcome to lawyering. Make sure you got your candy, because this is going to be a sweet episode.
Hell yeah.
I say that because this episode...
I don't think there's anything to do with sweets in this one.
Well, I am eating candy, so that makes it a sweet episode. Alright, so...
Well, I'm eating something savory.
So, when we last left off, we proved that Red White killed, someone, and also a ghost was testifying, or some shit. So now we're on...
No, the ghost didn't
3.
testify, we just...
You disgraced me the last time, too, Samurai. The pale moon sky shines with your blood.
I think it was cries for your blood.
Oh, cries for the...
The moon? No, it is you who should gaze upon the moon, for it'll be the last moon you ever see.
See you in hell. Oh wait, that's you.
See you in hell, evil magistrate.
Whoa! Whoa! The warrior's sword gleams, striking in the moonlight. One has fallen, but who? Only the moon knows. Don't miss next week's episode of The Dark Messenger Returns. Phoenix just watching a fucking
love Steel
sentai.
Samurai. I guess. Yeah. October 14th, 5:31 p.m. Right in co-law offices. That rocked! See you in hell, evil magistrate! Whoa, stop waving that broom around. They were just watching Sentai in the office.
To be there! Where else are you gonna watch it?
Maya was watching it. Oh, Nick, I didn't know you were here. Of course I'm here! What was that surreal show you were watching?
What is with that mouth?
What? Nick, you mean you don't know the Steel Samurai? He's only the most popular TV hero for young people. Young? Like, how young? 10 years old? What the heck are you doing all excited about it? Hey, I'm only 17. At 17, see? I'm a teen, not like you, Nick. Hey, don't talk to me like you're your grandpa or something. I'm only 24 myself. Then watch it with me. He's really cool, and it's really popular. When they asked grade school kids what they wanted to be, Steel Samurai was #1.
Why were you asking grade school kids what they want to be?
You know, like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah, but why is she in particular? She grew up in a mountain.
She's not the one doing it. It's just like polling people.
Oh.
You know, like those people that find out Gramps. Well, Steel Samurai's over. I guess it's time to close up the office. I guess.
Honestly, I completely respect watching Sentai on the company's dime.
Wish we had some clients. A month has passed since my trial. Mia's murder was the talk of the town for some time. But no one paid any attention to the Right and Co law offices. How am I gonna pay the rent this month?
It's all that student debt.
It'll be okay. I'm sure some big client is just around the corner. Sorry, I was taking a drink.
I got candy corn in my teeth like vampire fangs.
Hell yeah. Question.
What?
In front of or stuck to?
Stuck. I like shoved them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
That's the only way to
Says
do it.
Phoenix.
I fucking love candy corn.
October 16th, 8:14. Phoenix Wright's bedroom. Ring, ring.
Ring, ring, ring,
I don't
ring,
mean to
ring,
make
ring.
noise. It's already beeping. Hello? This is Phoenix. Nick! Maya, what? It's still early. It's the Steel Samurai! The Steel Samurai got arrested!
Oh shit.
Huh? You mean the guy on that show?
He was using his stunt actor skills to rob banks. You heard about that, right? The Power Ranger?
No, but that sounds...
Yeah, one of the
Power Ranger?
One of the former Power Rangers ended up getting caught robbing a bank.
Please tell me it was the red one.
I think so. It was either red or green. I don't remember, but you can double check. Look up Power Ranger arrested for robbing banks.
Let me do that.
Yes, they're saying the Steel Samurai killed a villain.
Isn't that what he's supposed to do? My God, it was. It was okay. It was loan fraud. It was loan.
Oh,
fraud.
it was loan fraud. Shit, what was the one that was?
Yeah, it was Jason Geiger, the American actor for the Red Ranger.
Oh, that's not the one I'm thinking of. There was one that robbed a bank.
I don't know. Yeah, on TV. Yeah, on TV. No, I mean, he actually did it in real life. He skewered a villain with his samurai spear. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about.
God, that is a really good screenshot to have.
Just come to the office, quick. Please, Nick.
Beep.
Beep.
October 16.
9:22 a.m. Maya's here, watching television.
Now for the morning news. The actor Will Powers arrested yesterday. Powers plays the lead role in the popular kid show The Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. Oh my god, I hate that title. He was arrested on suspicion of murder. The victim was Jackhammer, who plays the villain known as the Evil Magistrate. His body was found inside the Evil Magistrate costume. The samurai spear was also stuck through his body. That is a lot of it. Like, I don't think news stations would go into that much detail about it. About how the body was found. This is California. This is San Francisco. Police believe that this was the murder weapon and are investigating it further. Calling it now, that's probably not going to be the murder weapon.
You're telling me the thing found impaled through a guy's body is what killed him?
Is what is believed to kill him. I'm gonna guess that he was murdered some other way and the spear was a cover-up. Maybe he was poisoned. ...
This has to be a joke. No, it's a nightmare! The Steel Samurai's over! The world's over! Yes, right in Cola offices. What? Nick? It's the Steel Samurai! What? Yes, of course. We'll be right there. Let's go, Nick. Go where?
The detention center.
I have the Steel Samurai down in detention. So what? So, I've decided this will be our first case.
To be fair, that's not a bad idea. That would be a very high-profile case.
Yeah, this is a damn high profile. We solved that. All of the kids are gonna love us. Well, what should we do? What should we do? How can you just sit there like that? We have to get down to the detention center and meet the Steel Samurai. His name is Will Powers.
That's a really good name.
Want to investigate this case or just do some sightseeing, I wonder? My money's on sightseeing.
Probably.
Any ideas? We don't have enough information to make a case yet. Just admit it, you don't have a clue what happened. No, we just don't have enough information.
Let's examine the place.
Mia's favorite potted plant. Maya's been watering it so much lately that it looks a little swollen. She's either trying to make it grow or she's perfecting her water torture technique.
She's waterboarding it.
It's a nice day outside. The hotel across the way is always full these days. There's the bellboy happily cleaning the room. A poster of an old movie that Mia liked. I was thinking I should go see it myself. Then I realized the poster doesn't actually say the title of the movie. There's a horrendous amount of legal books here. Scarier still is the thought that I have to read all of these now.
Books, am I right?
Mia's desk. Actually, it's my desk now. Sitting here always makes me feel like a professional.
Alright, that's enough dilly-dallying.
What about this? You like showing that off, don't you, Nick? My poor ego.
Alright, now that's enough dilly. That's enough dilly-dallying.
That's enough dally-dilling.
Uh-huh. We dallied that dilly. Oh my god! It's the guy... It's the villain from... Pokemon,
My god, it's
Coliseum.
long.
Yeah, that'll probably be better.
What's wrong, Maya? It's him, in the flesh. Is that guy really him? What do you mean, that guy? Of course it's him. Will Powers, our client. That's him.
It's Lionel from Thundercats.
Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. But he definitely did it. Murder. At least once, maybe twice. Whoa, 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 what are you saying? Yes?
Something wrong?
No, no. This is getting off to a great start.
Oh, I know. You're disappointed, aren't you?
Disappointed? Oh, no. Oh, no.
No, it's okay. This is the real me. I got the part as a steel samurai with a mask, and I never show my face in public until the job is over. It's the kids, you know. I don't want to wreck their dreams.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess it didn't matter. So much for dreams. This is my face reveal. God, fuck Dream. He's such a goddamn asshole. His face reveal was just to distract people from the current allegations. Don't wonder what they think of the Steel Samurai now.
Heck. What? He's a good guy. I mean, he's good. Yeah. He didn't do it.
You know who would play him in a movie?
Huh.
If it was live action?
Look at this monkey man.
Yeah.
This monkey man.
Motherfucking Sun Wukong over here. This is not a pipe. Hugh Jackman. I can see Hugh Jackman playing him.
I could see it.
Yeah, it's basically Wolverine, but with a sensitive side.
Maybe you could start by telling us what happened.
Yeah, of course. It seems like it was only yesterday. And actually, it was only yesterday. The cast had come down to Global Studios for a run-through. We went through a few action sequences at 10 that morning. There was a rehearsal scheduled for 5 in the afternoon. When 5 came around, the staff gathered at the studio. The evil magistrate was found lying crumpled in a crumpled heap near the set. Oh, Jesus Christ! He took off his mask and discovered that he was Jackhammer, dead. He'd been expertly skewered by the samurai spear.
The samurai spear?
Yeah, it's a long spear that the steel samurai uses as a weapon.
Maybe you could explain to me just what the steel samurai is. Nick, how could you say such a thing? I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for my partner. He's new to this and a bit out of touch with the world. Hey, who's new to this?
Oh no, it's alright, really. The Steel Samurai's the lead character of the popular kids show. He walks the streets of Neo-Old Tokyo, fighting battle after battle against the evil magistrate and his minions. Of course, he never really defeats the evil magistrate, although I guess he did defeat him this time. Oh god, too soon! I get the feeling he was probably good. He was probably a good friend with the actor that played the villain. Maybe. Probably.
Neo Old Tokyo? Who comes up with these names?
Old New York.
Now, where were you on the day of the murder?
Well, that morning I came to the studios at 9. We worked through some action sequence until noon. Rehearsal began at 5, but I was a little tired. So after lunch I took a nap in my dressing room. When I woke up it was after 5, and I was late to the rehearsal. And I hurried to the studio and I found everyone looking shocked. They arrested me on the spot and brought me here.
Were you sleeping the entire afternoon of the murder? Some action, hero.
What the kids think?
I think I should probably check out the scene of the murder.
Alright, Global Studios. I'll draw you a map.
Wow, Nick, let's go! I'm willing to bet $10 she asked for autographs.
Alright, yes.
Wait, we didn't examine.
What, the guard?
Yeah.
We'll examine the guard next time.
Wow, so this is where they make the Steel Samurai show. Awesome! Aren't you excited?
Hey, you there! You want in? You go through me!
Oh, sorry. We're, lawyers.
We're lawyers. Oh yeah? Well that's great! I'm security! It is my job to make sure that gawkers like you stay out.
Gawkers?
Gawkers, sightseers, tourists. I know the type. You heard the incident and came to snoop around. Yesterday, something horrible happens and you're wasting time. Don't you have jobs you should be doing, or do lawyers not work like the rest of us? Life is so different. Make things strange. Hippie clothing and all that is such called in.
Nick, I think maybe I should read the Fast Growing. Will I grow up to be like her? Please say no. I don't know. It's possible.
Hey! Listen when you're being spoken to. Youth today. Alright.
Quickly.
Oh, hold on. Let's ignore her for a moment.
The computer that runs the studio security cameras.
No touching!
The main entrance to the studio. There was a big scene here yesterday with onlookers pressing up against the gate. Looks like a studio van. They probably use it to carry on film equipment.
The tree? No. The arrow?
Maybe
no.
the board, maybe?
Yeah, the board.
An overhead map of the studios. Right from here is the employee area. To the left are the actual film studios.
Alright, I think that's everything.
Let us speak. And if she says nothing. So, what do you do here at the studios?
At Global Studios, we make children's dreams come true. In fact, in my younger days...
No! You're a star?
Only a little twinkle between the stars here and there, I'm afraid, dearie.
Wow.
This place has really gone downhill, you know. But 10 years ago, now that was a studio of dreams. Hammer was a big star back then too, he was.
Hammer?
The victim, dummy. The evil magistrate. He's been reduced to playing villains now. Not exactly the best material to work with. Oh, maybe she had a thing for him and then killed him.
Maybe she's his mom?
Maybe. I don't know.
Can you tell me about Mr. Will Powers?
He's not a bad kid. Don't be fooled by his mask. You wouldn't want him on the silver screen without it, believe me. Little old ladies watching would lose their lunch. That's probably why the Steel Samurai was his big chance. No one thought that he was capable of doing what he did to poor Jackhammer.
We don't know for certain that Will Powers is guilty.
Powers? Of course he's guilty. How do I know? I know everything. That's my job.
What kind of person was Jackhammer?
What kind of person? Oh, if only you knew. Jackhammer lived in the many hearts as the ultimate action hero. He was simply dashing as the Dynamite Samurai series.
I've heard of that.
But there was an accident during filming 5 years ago. He got an unlucky break after that, reduced to playing the villain on the children's program. And what's more, I hear that they were paying him peanuts. It's enough to make you cry.
Why are you so certain Mr. Powers is the killer?
And I was standing right here yesterday, I was. And I was here from 1 in the afternoon to 5 when they found the body. Now the studio where the murder took place is left of here, so if you want to go to the studio, you'd have to pass by me. The only one person went by here between 1 and 2:30 when the murder took place. That one, oh.
And that person was Mr. Powers?
Yes, I saw him.
But Mr. Powers said he was sleeping in his dressing room.
No, I'm sure he would say that. He's no fool. But he was the only one that walked by. He's the killer. You can bet your biscuit on it. Isn't it about time for you to be heading home? There's nothing to see here. Move along.
Actually, we're here at Mr. Powers' request.
I thought you were suspicious looking. Should be a letter of request. Or maybe I'll just let you in.
This lady here thinks she owns the place, obviously.
Alright,
I want to try something.
What?
Let's try showing her our attorney's badge.
Okay. That's actually not a bad idea. What's that? You're giving it to me?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, okay. It was worth a shot.
Well.
Yeah, let's go get that letter.
Yeah.
Oh, how was the studio? They think I did it, don't they?
No, not at all. Isn't that right, Nick? Right, not at all. At worst, you're a suspect.
Alright, let's see what the guard has to say.
This guard monitors the visitor's room. He seems frozen in awe of Will Powers. Smile for the camera.
Anything else? Nah.
Nah, it's just 2 things.
Yeah.
Mr. Powers, you aren't hiding anything from me, are you?
Ooh, what? Yo! I never do that!
Why's the voice changed?
He's a very talented actor.
Earlier, you said that you were sleeping in your dressing room after lunch.
Sorry, I was... Yeah, like a baby.
But the security lady says she saw you that day.
I might just land on like a kind of John Travolta kind of voice.
She says she saw you heading towards the scene of the crime.
What? No, that's not possible. I really don't know what to say. I was sleeping, I promise.
Are you trying to do a...
I'm trying to do an intensely bad John Travolta that like shifts into Christopher
John
Walken.
Travolta. It was a little walken-y.
Yeah. Well, they have similar cadences.
Yeah, Mr. Powers, if you want me to help you, you have to tell me the truth. I'm new to this lawyer business, and I need every advantage I can get.
I know, I'm sorry. But I swear to you, on my mama's grave, I was sleeping. Maybe the security lady only thought she saw me.
What did she see? He doesn't seem to be lying.
Well, maybe somebody took the Steel Samurai suit. You know, the one with the mask?
Maybe. He did say he tried not to show his face in public.
Yeah.
About the security guard at the main gate to the studio.
Oh, the security lady.
He's terrible! She called me suspicious looking!
Yeah, actually, she said the same thing to me before. Take off the mask were her words, I believe. She sucks up all to all the bigwigs in the studio. But let her see you stumble once, and she'll never let it up on you.
He's got some nerve.
Well,
Do you think you could write? Do you think you could write up a letter formally requesting my representation?
of course.
Powers request added to the court record. I just hope this will get me past that security lady.
Alright, let's go to the security lady. Alright, present.
Ma'am, have a look at this. It's a letter of request from Mr. Powers.
Oh? Yes, I recognize the bold, childish scroll. Oh shit, sorry. I missed
Really?
that. Really?
Really?
Anyway, you may pass. But only left from here towards the studios. No going to the right, that's the employee area. No one allowed inside, pal, were my instructions. The good detective told me himself. Oh.
Hey, Nick! Huh? There were maps in the security guard station. Hey, not bad.
Those are 50 cents apiece, thank you.
Well, time to go, Nick.
Woo! 50 cents! We just fucking stole it.
Guide map of Global Studios added to the court record.
Oh, I want to present it, see if she has anything to say about it. What's that? Oh, no. Alright.
Does she have anything new to talk about?
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. Nope.
Rip. To the studio!
Oh my god, I hate that.
The head fell off.
Well, I think we got some... Hey! Aren't you that murder from the other day?
Ah! It's that confused detective.
Hey, pal. You know the prosecutor Edgeworth's all upset it's all your fault. So I'm sipping some tea, staring gloomily out a window.
So? Hey. If he's depressed, it's all your fault for doing sloppy detective work. Detective? I think you hurt his feelings. Oh no! I'm sorry. Well, I think his feelings are easily hurt.
You're right, pal. It's all my fault. I can blame other people all I want, but I know the truth is the truth in my heart.
Hey, don't take it so hard. There's always the next case.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Hey, what exactly are you two doing here?
Well... We're on this case too, pal.
Hey, you can't just go around saying pal like that. It's my endearing character trait. Get your own.
I'd say he's a character, all right.
I love him. Let's see what the fuck is up with this.
That's my endearing character trait. The studio mascot.
I'm gonna add that to my list of phrases to say.
I guess it's a monkey of some kind. What kind of monkey has a nose like that?
The kind that like hot springs, right?
Maybe? Bonobo, maybe, I think is the name? He's holding a sign in his hand. Right, to Studio 1. Left to Studio 2. What's up with that thing? It looks kind of busted.
Oh, the wind's pretty strong yesterday. The head broke off.
That's pretty fucking windy.
It took down a tree with it, too. Yeah, it did.
Damn.
I didn't even notice that.
Detective Gumshoe, what's down the path to the left? It looks like a tree fell down over the path?
Oh, yeah. That way's kinda dangerous. You should stay out, pal. There's nothing down there anyway. That's where Studio 2 used to be, so they tell me. They don't use it now, though. Oh, why? Did somebody die?
I'm a little bushed. Maybe I'll take a short rest here.
Hey.
Stay here for an hour.
Good idea, pal.
Detective, aren't you on the case?
Well, yeah, but, hey, us detectives get tired of standing around too, pal.
Hey, there's a camera here.
Yeah, that's a security camera. It takes photos of people going into the studio. All you have to do is look at the data, you can see who went where. Hey, we should probably do that.
There's a number plate on the camera. STI 307. That must be the camera ID number.
Oh, we'll probably have to wait until the old bag leaves, and then we can check her computer.
Maybe.
Let's see. Studio 1.
The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. Hey, it's locked. Looks like you need a card key to get in. Makes sense that they'd want to keep the non-employees out.
Alright, let's start the gumshoe.
So, how's your investigation going, Detective?
Well, get ready to tell you that, pal.
Nick, maybe you need to be a little more indirect with your questions. Right. So, Detective, mind if I take a look at what you got?
What I got?
The autopsy report. Latest version, if you please.
Right. Sorry, but what happened sorry about what happened last time.
Time of death, 2:15 October 15th at 10:30 p.m.
2:30.
Claws pierced through the chest. Time is an illusion. Shut up.
So he
Pierced
was,
through chest by its spear.
so he was killed exactly halfway through the samurai's nap. Because the samurai went to take a nap at noon and then woke up at 5.
He woke up after 5.
Right, never mind.
He was a little late.
Yeah.
Why was Mr. Powers arrested?
Simple, pal. Murder took place right there in Studio 1. Now the victim entered Studio 1 at approximately 1 p.m. At that time, there was no one other than the victim in the studio. According to the autopsy report, time of death was 2:30 p.m. The only person who went to the studio between 1 and 2:30, and that person was none other than Will Powers. No one else, pal. Think I'm lying? Ask the security lady at the main gate.
Nick, if that's true, anyone would think that Powers did it with that kind of evidence.
Oh shit, sorry. Sorry, I have heavy fingers. I have heavy fingers, okay?
Lighten your fingers.
Well, my fingers get tired and they just kind of relax, which puts weight on the mouse. Okay.
About the security lady.
Oh, that sweet old lady, what a charmer.
Oh, we talk about the same person?
I showed her my badge, she gave me a donut and some coffee.
Remember what Powers said. She's a sucker for authority.
Yeah, we gave you a piece of valuable evidence.
What?
What is the evidence?
What kind of evidence?
Well, it was a photo. Photo of the Steel Samurai headed towards the scene of the crime.
What? Who took that?
The security camera right up there on the gate, obviously. Even I could figure that out.
The gate? You mean the one with the welcome sign?
Yeah, whenever someone walks by the camera, automatically snaps a photo of them. Also, whenever bees fly by it or a squirrel passes the street.
Oh no! Nick, he has evidence. We're finished. Funny, for someone with hard proof, he doesn't look too happy.
Yeah, what's wrong, pal? You seem down.
Don't look so happy when you say that. We'd like to ask the employees here some questions.
Sure thing, pal. Go wherever you like. Of course, you're not going to find any clues I haven't already found. I'm the world's greatest detective. Basically, Batman.
I'm glad someone around here seems to be enjoying themselves. Nick, let's go. We've got a free pass to the place. Now's our chance to check things out.
Hold on. I will in a second. I just wanted to check the security cameras.
Nick, look. The security lady's in the guard station, stuffing her face with donuts. I guess all cops like their donuts. Yeah, and they're soft enough she doesn't need teeth to chew them.
Hey, you! Well, are you satisfied with Powers is guilty yet?
Irk. She had to make my life harder by giving that photo to Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah, let's talk about that photo.
Why didn't you tell us about the security photo, ma'am?
Oh, that? I just thought it would be more thrilling to talk to the detective himself. These things are important, you know. No, just to the left of here, there's a camera that took the photo. It's my job to check the photos every day, you see. The guard station is a central position. No matter where you go, you have to pass by the guard station first. Now, poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1, and the murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I've seen going to here, blah blah blah, is Paris himself. The security guard go look at him too. If he's not the one that did it, I don't know who is.
Maybe it was you?
Good one, Sonny.
He thinks I was joking. Give me a little bit. Alright. About the security camera.
Oh, yes, the camera. It's automatic. You can tell when someone walks through the gate, you see. Then it snaps a photo. That apparently records the time when it takes a picture too. I don't bother myself with those details. Why? Those details seem like it would be pretty important.
He's a cop.
Oh, that's fair. I just view the photos with my computer over in the guard station. I check them every day before I go home, I do. Alright.
Was the victim Mr. Hammer a popular actor?
Oh, he was the biggest star in the studio.
Was? Past tense? He's dead, Phoenix!
Yeah.
Oh yes! He was great as the bearded samurai!
Yes, that too. He's shown the brightest back in the day. Make it sound like him play the evil magistrate. He's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? Alright, let's see if I can check the camera. Nope. It was worth
No
a shot.
touching.
Ooh, the employee area. Let's go to the place where she said we shouldn't go.
Nick! This is where they do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Hey, look! There's Powers' dressing room. No one's here this soon after the murder, I guess. Let's take a look around.
I love snooping around. Oh, you can't look at the clothes?
A window into the dressing room. The glass is frosted, so I can't see inside.
I love frosted glass.
Yes, it feels nice.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Cola, candy, chips, gum. Huh. It's so normal. I was expecting some cool theme snacks or something. Popcorn, at least.
They don't even have candy corn. Unlike me.
Well, wait, look! Samurai soda! Nick, try this! Ladies first.
Samurai soda?
The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up.
Some birds would probably take it, though.
Yeah, but they're not going to take off an entire can.
Probably.
There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. T-bone steak. That would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. What? The door to the dressing room. It's not locked. Hey, Nick, let's take a look inside.
Hell yeah!
Maybe we can find something as a souvenir?
Or evidence?
What do you mean, find? You never know. There might be something like the samurai spear. We don't need a spear.
Actually, we should probably...
And that's the murder weapon, for crying out loud.
To be fair, we probably should get the spear.
We should get the spear for court evidence, but not to keep.
Yeah. Not like that...
It's property of Global Studios. We're not cops. We can't civil forfeit.
Yeah. And I get the feeling if we get a copy of the spear, it's going to be used in another murder tomorrow. Alright. Anything... Oh, yes.
That must be the storage room. That's where they keep all the film equipment. Wow, Nick, you know a lot about the industry. What else would they keep at a film studio?
I mean, that is fair. Alright. Ooh, the dressing room.
Da-da, da-da.
Oh, wig.
Yeah, it's... He's a samurai. He's gotta have funny hair.
Well, I thought his mask came with that kind of hairstyle, though.
No, the mask covers his face. The hairstyle is he has to wear the wig.
Oh.
Ours is dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping? Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right. And there's a picture of him near the crime scene.
Which we still haven't seen. I'm putting all my money on it being a person wearing the samurai costume.
Yeah, it's gotta be someone wearing the costume.
Yeah, or at least the mask.
Edgeworth in his depression has murdered Jack Hammer.
Yeah.
I hope he's telling the truth, for his sake.
Alright. What's in this bag?
This must be Powers' bag. Hey, don't open that.
It could have evidence.
Look! An employee card key. That must be... Oh, an employee card key. It must be Powers'.
Oh, so we were probably supposed to come here to get access to Studio One.
Probably.
I was just coming here because the old lady told me not to.
It says Studio One. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it. You mean borrow.
Yeah.
Card key added to the court record. There's a vast array of cosmetics here. Ooh! This is the wig he used in Samurai Boogie Woogie.
Oh, so it is a specific...
Nick, try this on! No. And how can you tell the name of a show just by looking at a wig? I kind of like samurai movies. Kinda?
You know what my favorite thing to spawn from samurai movies was?
What?
And it was spawned through a technical malfunction with one of the special effects. It's whenever they cut someone, and then the blood. It takes a moment for the blood to spurt out, and it spurts out all at once. That was a malfunction on the. There was a samurai movie where they basically had all the costumes to do the shot once, and so to avoid, like, they didn't want to mess it up, so they pumped a lot of pressure into the blood spurt tube, just to make sure enough of it squirted out to be noticeable, but that caused it to malfunction, and so it didn't spurt until like a good second after the slice was cut, and that ended up spawning one of the greatest tropes in anything using swords or blades in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the like
delayed injury.
Yeah, delayed injury, whether it be the blood spurt or a person standing there and then suddenly, oh no, he's in half now.
Yeah, especially whenever like there's a clear line that slowly forms along where the cut was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like someone was sleeping here. Maybe Powers did take a nap here yesterday. There's some regular suits in among the costumes here. Look, it's a Steel Samurai costume. Those must be his own clothes. It'd be fun to wear one of the costumes. I'd say you were already wearing one myself.
Oh no, are they gonna think she's like a background extra or like a side character when we get in?
Maybe that'd be funny.
That would be funny. Let's look at the tea.
There's a bunch of snacks on the table. They must give these to the employees. Some tea and cookies.
You open the cookie tin, it's just sewing supplies.
Nick, I'm hungry. You just had a burger. And this tea's been out since yesterday. Yeah, but I have a separate stomach for sweets.
Okay, I'm starting to love...
How many stomachs does this girl have?
I'm starting to love that gag. Okay, anything else? The mirror.
They always have mirrors like this in dressing rooms. I see my hair is still nice and spiky, just how I like it.
Do you think Gumshoe and Phoenix go to the same barber?
It's locked. Looks like he doesn't open his window much. I guess it is kind of dusty outside.
Alright, anything else?
Also, it was really fucking windy yesterday.
Oh, anything else in the bag?
Again? I wonder what else is inside Mr. Powers' bag. Stop that! My partner, the thief in training.
Okay,
Stop that!
Looks like that's everything. I guess the card key was the main thing we got.
Yeah. She does have many stomachs, though.
Yeah. Did you know cows don't actually have 5 stomachs?
Yeah, it's one stomach with several chambers.
Yeah. Oh, let's see if we can... Yes.
The entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this card key we borrowed from the dressing room will work.
I have to think that someone would have canceled his card key after he was arrested.
Silver, didn't you see how incompetent the security lady is?
That's fair. You know what? You are absolutely right. I am giving the people too much credit. All right. I should just
Haven't
assume
you seen
they're
that
idiots.
every example of a cop in this game so far has been a bumbling
I
idiot?
was thinking more IT.
It worked. Alright, we're in! She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene.
Alright.
Bye, Gumshoe.
Let's see if we can... Nope. Okay.
Bye, Gumshoe.
I think they just saw us walk in.
I like that they drew Chalkline of the costume.
I mean, apparently it's not even supposed like IRL. It's not actually chalk. It's like tape. Apparently.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because chalk would just fucking rub off. I mean, maybe they used chalk at one point, but now we have good tape.
Yeah.
What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That
Oh, it
white
is tape!
It's so real.
It is tape! Okay, you know what? Kudos to this game for being accurate, at least in one aspect.
Hey, don't forget in like the later games, you have to use fucking the glowy spray to find blood.
There's also
Luminol?
one.
I don't know.
Yeah, luminol. There's also one accurate thing in Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. The jury, like, you keep getting the same people for jury, and apparently that wasn't actually uncommon in Victorian era London, because they would pull the jury from people that like knew the victim or the accused as like a character witness. Well, not like a character witness, but as a judge of character, they would pull people who like had some kind of personal
Or was it
knowledge.
this game where you get the luminol?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know that it was created by Herlock Sholmes in this universe.
I've created a spray that will show where blood is with the light of a spray.
And the color of the blood changes depending on whose blood it is.
That's dumb.
It is.
That's not how it works.
To be fair, they also say
that
that's...
Steel Samurai killed him.
To be fair, they can't use the color of the blood as evidence. Like, none of Herlock Sholmes' devices can be used as evidence. So you have to find other ways of proving the stuff that he discovers.
The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me.
This can't be happening!
What am I fighting for?
Oh, no, I don't want to move. I want to examine the tape.
The ladder. They outlined where Jackhammer's body lay with tape.
Maybe he fell off the ladder onto the spear. Maybe it was a spear accident.
Spearing accident.
Yeah.
A freak spearing accident. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny, I expected a spear stabbing wound to at least leave at least a few bloodstains.
That's a really good point.
I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder.
Oh!
It's not your real ladder.
You're not my real ladder!
So, what's the difference? You'll need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions, Nick.
That's what that was referencing. So in Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which is the only Ace Attorney game I've played other than what I'm doing right now on the stream,
Yes.
they have a conversation about whether or not it's something is a shovel or a spade.
And does someone say, you need to stop judging things based on narrow-minded cultural assumptions?
Yes, a girl who looks almost exactly like her, but I'm pretty sure is Phoenix's grandmother.
Or maybe a Fey grandmother.
No.
Right.
I'm
sorry. This girl is out there.
I'm pretty sure it's Phoenix's grandma, because you play as Phoenix's grandpa.
Wow, look at the camera! That must cost a ton! Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought.
Hey, you! No touching that!
No touching
Oh.
that.
Ooh, I like this character.
Sorry, my partner's kind of you know. No, I don't know. Who are you?
Oh, her name's Penny. I like this character.
You
Who,
can voice
me?
her.
Oh, yeah, you can voice her.
No, you can voice her.
I've been voicing a lot of the side characters.
Alright,
And
alright.
I'm pretty sure at least a few of the characters we're meeting, if not all, are going to probably be witnesses at some point.
True. Who? Me? Using the same voice as Maya.
Yeah.
I'm not a good voice actor. You don't come here for voice acting. You come here for nothing because we don't get any viewers.
If you want voice acting, go watch our D&D.
Who? Me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc.
Yeah, I was moving around the sphere the other day and I totally dropped it on some asshole.
We're lawyers representing Mr. Will Powers.
Anytime they say we're lawyers, I don't know why, but I keep thinking of like, we're owl inspectors.
Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers, WP. I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit. But do what you can for WP, okay? He'd never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry. Leave it to us.
Alright, let's keep examining.
Looks like a backdrop for a stage. This must be used in the Steel Samurai show. Of course! That's the mountain, Neo Fujiyama.
Do you want me to voice Phoenix from now on? Because,
The voices are a little similar.
well, also because now that you're also... in the first one you were voicing Phoenix, I was voicing Mia, but now you're voicing Phoenix and Maya. So you just end up talking to everyone. It would just spread the voices around, you know?
Alright, maybe the person playing the game should be voicing the main character.
Yeah.
4 episodes in.
Hey, look. We're playing this together. Okay?
Yeah.
Doesn't the Steel Samurai take place in old Tokyo? Can you even see Mount Fuji from there?
Not old Tokyo, Nick. Neo old Tokyo.
Oh, right. Let's see, director's chair.
Hey, look, that's the chair the director sits in. I've always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey, Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. And look, a megaphone! A real live megaphone! Ready, Nick? Action!
This girl's more trouble than I thought. I hope that we see a character wearing joppers.
God, I hope we see someone wearing joppers. What's this?
That's for reflecting light. They call it a reflecting screen or something like that. It's like a Pokemon move. The assistant holds it during filming.
Huh.
What? Where's your enthusiasm for all things entertainment?
Well, lighting's fine, but I'd want to be the director. Or maybe the Steel Samurai.
Well, there is a position open for the latter. I think she's being serious. Oh, I love that little smile she had right at the end.
More camera equipment. Wow, look at that camera! That must cost a ton!
Yeah, so don't touch it.
Whoa, it's heavier than I thought.
I mean, that's clearly not the camera. Oh, nothing on the mic? Nothing on the bag? Alright, let's talk to her.
Yeah.
Could you tell me about anything on the day of the murder?
Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studios isn't doing so well right now.
Yeah, well, the studios isn't doing so well right now.
Well, the studios isn't doing so well right now. And yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area.
Oh, the guard was watching. See
She
that?
seems like she's she's excited. WP and Hammer were there, along with everyone else. The employee area, that's where Power's dressing room is. Or, that's you.
Oh, the employee area. That's where Power's dressing room is, right?
Yes, that's the place.
Oh, the spear broke off. Did you see that?
Yes.
Uh,
After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1.
Mr. Hammer looks like a Street Fighter character.
Yeah. Or maybe like Guilty Gear.
I don't know, I never played Guilty Gear.
King of Fighters, maybe.
He
Literally
looks
just
like-
he looks like a generic fighting game character.
He looks like a bootleg version of Gambit.
Not everyone who wears a headband and a popped collar is Gambit.
Headband, pop collar, the hair, fingerless gloves.
Hey, fingerless gloves are cool.
I know, but also...
Hey, look, there's Penny and also the security lady again.
Yeah.
When I saw WP going... Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. But I didn't see either of them after that.
Oh, did you see Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room?
No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private... What kind of girl do you think I am?
A groupie? Oh, shit, sorry. Sorry, okay, it's gonna take a while to get used to. What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. Sorry. So much for getting confirmation of Powers' alibi.
What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. WP was the only one who came to the studio. And he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph.
Huh.
Sorry, I know you're busy.
No, not really.
Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue! A lead! Well, I don't know about that, but that day, just after noon, I sensed someone was here.
You sensed? Oh.
Yes, several times.
Maybe other studio employees.
No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run-through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside.
Really?
But wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot.
Yeah, so she was watching them do the action choreography, and then she was eating lunch with them, which means there was like... They started shooting at noon and stopped at... No, they started shooting
There was like 4 employees today.
Yeah.
They started practice at 10.
Yeah, 10.
And they went for lunch and took a nap.
Yeah, they
And
went...
then at 5, when the security lady's leaving, they went in to start filming, start rehearsing.
Yeah. But that also means that from 10 to 1, the security guard was not at her station. She was watching the fighting scene rehearsal and then eating lunch with them. So that's a 3-hour period in which she wasn't at her station and anyone could have entered the lot.
Yeah, but if they enter the lot, then the cameras will take a picture, and then she'll see on the computer.
Not if they went to the right. The camera's on the left. If they went to the right where the employee area is, then the camera wouldn't.
I guess. I think they'd have to go through a bunch of trees.
No, that's for Studio 2.
He died in Studio... Well,
Here's what
Still, how they gotta get from the employee area to Studio One?
by putting on the Steel Samurai costume.
I guess maybe he didn't lock his door to take a nap, and someone just waltzed in and took the suit.
Well, she said that she would enter if she had something urgent to say, so that means there is a way to open it. Either he doesn't lock it, or someone has a key that she would be able to access.
Maybe. Anyway, we do have more dialogue.
We do. So, you sensed someone other than the regular film crew was in the studio.
Yes, I think.
I think doesn't cut it in an eyewitness testimony.
Nick, what about that security lady? If someone else came to the studio, she must have seen them.
Alright. Let's see. So, let's go talk to the security lady. Hey, Gumshoe.
Bye, Gumshoe.
Bye, Gumshoe.
Bye, Gumshoe.
Ooh, a new update on the time. What? You're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. Alright.
I think we have.
What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was at 2:30? Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through? Wait! That's a break in her alibi doesn't work out, because from the flashback we saw that she was there at 10, not 1, when she claims to have
but Phoenix
arrived.
doesn't get to see it.
That's fair. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? As sure as I can be.
Well, we have a witness who says there was someone from outside here that day.
What?
Are you absolutely sure you were watching here? You were here watching the whole time, ma'am?
Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares question me?
Eek.
Alright, you better tell me quick, you spiky-haired cretin. Someone's been complaining about how I work.
We were just talking to Assistant in Studio One.
She's not even a full-time employee. All you youngins are like nowadays, running your mouths, tomorrow saying one thing. I know a thing or two about rejecting your elders. Back in our way, we shame to use growl. She left.
Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders.
I love her. She's so rambunctious.
Nick, listen to that weird bird.
That is a weird bird.
Maybe we can see that photo of Powers on the computer.
Yeah, maybe. Hell yeah!
Computer?
I've been trying the computer. Oh yeah, let's give it a try.
You know how to work these things, Nick?
Is this the year 2022, right? Right? That's when this game takes place? No, this game takes place in 2014.
It takes place in 2016.
2016. Ah, yes, look at that computer from 2016. It's such a 2016 model. Okay, you don't count because you explicitly collect old computers.
No, but also I've also been inside businesses, and they still use old ass computers because why fix what ain't broke?
I mean, it is broke.
It isn't broke.
Also, hold on, where is my tweezers? I need to
I have seen cash registers that still use fucking massive CRT screens and have old ass IBM branded like cash readout.
Oh Jesus
on the top
Christ!
for you to look at.
That sounds awful.
Because it still works. Why would they spend the money on new equipment when the old equipment still works? You know.
All right, that's fair. And this studio has been hemorrhaging money for the last 10 years. So if they got this, that computer probably would have been new in 2004. That would be reasonable for 2004, 2000, right?
Yeah.
It would be when they're shifting from.
I had a computer in 2004, and most people still had fucking CRT screens because Because flat screen LCD monitors were fucking expensive.
Yeah.
It's like $1,000.
Look, I just have to enter in a few numbers. See, first I need the date of the murder. Looks like the camera's turned on at 1 p.m. on that day. 1. That's when the security lady arrived at the station.
Please enter the number of the security camera.
Ah.
It was 307.
It was?
It was 307.
Okay.
It was 307.
There, entered.
Hey, it printed out the data for that day.
Let's see what we got. Called it! Oh, and we know it was a wig.
Hmm.
I knew it was someone going to be using the costume. That's the only way that would have worked out. Huh?
Huh? Oh. How is this a picture of Will Powers?
Well, he's the one who usually wears the suit. And I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him.
I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Hmm? Something's printed on the back.
Huh? October 15th.
Whoa, double-sided photo?
Holy shit! They have a
What does
double-sided
it mean?
printer that prints on photo paper.
Damn, fancy. That's where all the money went for the
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah! Holy shit!
Maybe there's more photo data from that day.
Nope.
Nope. It's the only one in the computer.
The Powers question mark photo has been up.
Hey, Nick. Can't we use this photo as evidence for the trial?
Yeah!
We'll put that security lady in her place with this.
Right, we'll put her in her place.
Hey, that's what I said. That's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says.
Wait, let's not.
Why not?
It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Remember when we did that with the whole red-white situation?
Yeah. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate.
Hey, why do I have to be the villain?
Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? I need to fill my 3 stomachs with burgers, steaks, and sweets.
We already filled one of your stomachs with burgers.
It's empty now.
I think the photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it was the security lady. I don't think so. Well, actually, no. That depends on how padded the costume is.
I don't think it's very padded. You saw Will. He's
Wait!
jacked.
The pants!
Big pants.
Yes, I'm gonna save. Should we
Alright.
call it now? We've been going for about a little over an hour. No, let's keep going.
It's only
Let's
over
keep
an
yeah,
hour.
let's keep going.
Let's do day 2!
Let's go to the trial.
October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4.
Why is it always courtroom number 4?
Because that's the one where the weird Phoenix lives.
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Well, I want to take a look at the... See, the pants are very long.
Oh yeah, they're dragging.
Yeah, that means whoever it was shorter. Was way shorter. Maybe
Way shorter.
Maybe it was that girl.
No, not Penny.
I don't know. Probably not. But it was definitely someone who's way shorter than Powers.
Definitely not Will.
Oh, yeah. The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution's ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Maybe now that you're voicing Phoenix, I should voice Edgeworth.
You know what? That's fair. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement.
The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It's impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact.
I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. What about my opening statement? Mr. Edgeworth,
You're just the defense.
The prosecution may call its first witness.
As you've seen, you're just here for cross-examination.
Pretty much, and also finding out who the real killer is. Can you imagine if the real killer wasn't any of the witnesses, it was just like a random passerby?
I know, right? Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand.
Alright.
Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court.
Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand the case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, you see. So, here's the employee area. The actors did a run through. Why was that vent open? Maybe somebody small crawled through it.
Sus!
Somebody vented! Somebody short! The actors did a run through their action scenes during the morning air. Let's see.
It's also run down and they're hemorrhaging money.
Yeah. And also, it looks like that would lead to Studio 2, which would bypass the gate. So, if someone was in Studio 1, they could go to Studio 2, crawl through the vent, steal the costume, and then be caught on camera in the costume to frame Will Powers.
But who would want to frame poor old Will?
I don't know. I'm honestly thinking maybe Penny. Because she's short.
You can't think it's her just because. See, this is the first one where we don't obviously see who the killer is, and you're immediately blaming the assistant.
Look, she's the only short character that we've met so far, and she said that she moves the props around every now and then. She would know, and also she said that she would go into the room if there was if she urgently needed to tell him something, which means she does have access to his room.
What if it was the other assistant, Jimothy John James?
Maybe. The security lady who works at the studios at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. I'm just thinking Chekhov's gun, because Studio 2 is probably important.
Obviously, we have to go there.
And also, the spear was broken during the action rehearsal.
They could have fixed it.
Yes, while he was asleep. Because they ate. He, the victim, and the security guard ate lunch while after the rehearsal, and then he went to sleep, which means the assistant, who was the only one there that day, other than the alleged person that she claims she sensed, she would be the ones to fix the spear. Unless
maybe
they had another.
Himself.
Yeah, maybe it was just a freaks. Maybe it was just a freak accident, and the person stealing the costume is just unrelated. That's just the state of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day's murder, October 15, there were only 3 people here: the victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman and production assistant. All production staff were in the employee areas until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. After that, 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, at 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. That is a big hole for there to be no blood.
To be fair, that's a hole through the costume.
Oh!
Not his bare chest.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought that was a bear chest.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that's a costume.
Okay. Alright.
They have to look like robots, remember?
I don't remember.
Steel Samurai!
Yeah, he's not the Steel Samurai, though. He's the evil magistrate. A samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest as murder weapon. And that's it, case and brave. Anyone like to hear it again? I'm gonna skip it. I think that... Okay. Okay. I think I can remember that. The murder weapon was a spear. How medieval.
Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is... Hey. What did the security lady see at the guard station?
Understood.
Let's call this security officer to the stand. I'm not good at the voice.
Oh.
I thought I would be better at the Edgeworth voice.
You have to get, like, posh and speak with, like, the top of your throat. You have to, like, speak with your uvula.
Will the witness declare her name?
Yeah, just like that. Ooh, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please.
Oh, dearie, no need to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandpa.
Your name, please.
Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Windy old bag, dear. See? You could just call me Gamma. Even when I was young, I was old bag. Still now, with no other children, can you believe it? I was captain of the chest. He called me an old bag, and I just cried.
Objection! I object to the witnesses. I object to the witnesses talkative.
Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we could just get to the testimony.
Now then, the witness is stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I was. And to get to the scene of the crime.
Yes, yeah.
What?
It was Y-E-S-S-E-Y.
Yes,
Yes, right?
Wait. I was starting to see in her voice for this part. And the scene of the murder. Yeah, the scene of the murder. And the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by, yes? Oh, you know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. Sure is one hell of an old bag.
Why is Phoenix British?
That
Phoenix British?
That wasn't British! On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. The poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. And I had errands to run that morning. Anyway, I'm gonna press on the errands. I want to know what they are. Anyways,
Yes.
1 p.m. got the guard station. I was at the main gate until 5. Now, when the murder happened, it was 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2:30. It was Mr. Powers, the man right there, heading towards the studio, but he was like 2 feet shorter.
He was 2 feet shorter and his pants were dragging on the ground all silly like.
It ruined the costume. The costuming department was livid. That is the worst thing to happen to a costume all that day. You saw the defendant then. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. The witness account. Alright, so to press.
Hold it.
So, up until the time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio? Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee key card to get in. Right, the key card. I have. So what you're saying is no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in.
Was anyone at the studios when you arrived at the God Station?
Alright. A run-through. They were working on a scene between Steel Samurai and Evil Magistrate. They got the basics.
Like how the evil magistrate was run through by a spear.
Oh, you got me! How did you know it was me all along? You see these dots in my hair? They're not berries or hair clips, whatever the fuck they are. It's actually his blood. It coagulated in large drops. They got the basics figured out by noon, and they were using the afternoon to practice. They also were supposed to start at 5. That's why the poor Hammer went to Studio 1 alone in the afternoon. So, Paros was in his dressing room, sleeping. When he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero.
If there was a run-through that in the morning, why did you only get there after noon?
Yeah, I want to know about these errands. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching Paul Hammer and Powers observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnap, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Especially the one in Studio 1 where he was run through. Oh, you got me again. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run through too.
Well, lucky for you, I caught one on tape at Studio 1. Just shows her stabbing the victim.
Incorrect. It was the evil magistrate that was run through.
Oh, you got me again. I'm not actually a fan of this show. I hate
Objection.
it. Yeah, objection. The Steel Samurai wasn't run through. That's clearly the evil magistrate. So obviously she's innocent. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up god duty.
Not a bad idea.
Alright. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? No. He was already gone to the studio by the time I got back to the guard station.
Tell us what happened next. Wrong voice, but
shit.
whatever. You can go back.
Yeah, I know. So you were watching there the whole time, no breaks, not even for a second? Of course, I'm a professional, you know. Nor are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper. No, it's just after seeing you eating those donuts at the guard station yesterday, I can watch you get and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper whapper.
Nipper whapper? Old windbag is losing it, Nick.
Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time, very well. What did you see? How do you know that?
How did you know that?
Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. And I fed him some donuts, and he talked and talked. If you ask me, the detective isn't cut out for his job. Ah, poor Detective Gumshoe being ratted out by a mall cop. Okay. 2 p.m. Are you sure? Sure as spit. Well, who is the man? Well, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You may strange something. Oh, you never want to piss off the judge. Now, why don't you get your skivvies in a bunch, and I'll tell you who it was.
Now, don't get your skivvies in a bunch.
Okay, wait, 2 p.m. Wasn't it at 2:30?
Yeah, 2:30 is when he walked through.
No, 2 p.m. is when he walked through.
2:30 is when the murder.
Yeah.
2 o'clock is when he went through.
Yeah. 2 o'clock is when he went through. 2:30 is when he ran through.
Yeah. No, incorrect. It was the Steel Magistrate that was run through. Again.
Yeah, but oh, you got me again. So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny.
Nick, this is your chance.
Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him. It was Powers, the man right there. He was heading towards the studio. I'm gonna press it. So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Oh, that's the same thing. Okay, so yeah, this is where it wants me to present the picture.
Yeah, I'll say it again. It was Powers.
Okay. Let me get this straight, old bag. Old bag. You've been saying that since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in the photo, aren't you? Just wait a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Old Tokyo. Sorry, anytime I see Neo, I automatically think Neo Yokio. Whenever I see Neo and Tokyo in the same sentence, I think
lag.
I think
lagging.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, every time I see Okay.
Okay, I'm here. Hello.
Heyo. Every time I see Neo and Tokyo like next to each other, I think of Neo Yokio. That's why I keep saying Neo Old Yokio by accident. You know, I don't think Edward deserves a giant Toblerone.
Gasp.
Miss Old Bag. Is this the Mr. Powers you saw?
I like that it looks like he's holding it.
Of course, didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't. They can't. Well, I mean, I wonder.
True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I knew that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this course is accusing you of that, Miss Witness. Having trouble calling your old bag, apparently. However, you don't have proof that the person in the photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Huh, nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What?
Huh?
Even Edgeworth is surprised.
The prosecution would like to ask the witness.
I love that everyone hates her.
Please.
Edgeworth says ACAB.
Please. Please make known all information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed of you. What are you, some kind of detectives or lawyers? I'm not on trial, am I? Anyway, I showed the photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good evidence, pal. This isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. What? Wow. Old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear your proof, then. The man in the photo. I'd never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Mr. Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at the picture. You can see that he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how he knew his powers. Happy? Or maybe he's just short. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you can cross-examine the witness. She's gotta be hiding something. I'll press until she squeals.
Yes.
Alright. Whippersnapper. Hey, I haven't even said anything yet. I'll have you know, I'm not pointing any fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow, the up and up. The youth today, whining about each other, figuring out who said, carrying on the old...
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness.
It's so nice that Edgeworth doesn't want to have any of her shit either.
Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright. I think Edgeworth has met his match. On the morning during the blah blah blah. Oh, god damn it. Okay. Who was present at the run through? Well, let's see. There was Powers. He was a Steel Samurai, obviously. There was poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. And what exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? No, she was off moving backdrops around and such. So, she didn't see the run-through then. Trip and fall. Yes, to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. It helped make him better. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better for him? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? What was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning the backdrops, I think. She didn't know anything about Power's sprained ankle. Ah.
You make a... Bleh. I'm gonna work on the voice. I'll just read it out as best I can.
Yeah.
You may continue your testimony.
He sounds kind of drunk. He broke a prop? Sure did. His own samurai spear. His own samurai spear. The murder weapon. Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. That strikes me as a significant detail. I'll write this down in the court record. It's been mended with duct tape.
I told you they fixed it.
Okay. Yeah, but then it would be... Okay, duct tape is good, but it wouldn't be good enough to fix it to the point where it can cleanly stab through someone without breaking again. Was
Is that Gorilla Tape?
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad they couldn't walk around, but he went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot, okay.
I think... Bleh. Oh... I think... Bleh. No.
Ooh.
I
Try to...
I think we've heard enough.
Yes, that's good. Try to make your voice sound round, if that makes sense.
I getcha. Haven't we, Your Honor?
There's one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where's the Steel Samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important.
I disagree. I think that's very important.
The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes? The witness? The witness.
The witness is a terrible game.
And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Powers. Mr. Will Powers.
I suppose that's right. Are you sure, Your Honor? I don't think it is him. Because he's too short. Hold it there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree at this point that the photo shows the Steel Samurais. Nowhere in the photo can you see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else... I wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also.
But allow me to remove doubt from that doubt from your mind, Your Honor.
That is perfect.
Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
Oh, no need to ask me twice.
We're fancy.
We're so fancy. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. Yeah, but we established that this might not be Will Powers. So if no one else went to the studios, there would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. That's right, you may cross-examine the witness. Oh wait, hold on, I need to check the... Hold up. I need to check the fucking... Hold up, let me check. Hold up. Is that this? Oh.
It does look a little taped up.
Yeah. Still short. Okay.
We're gonna have to use that spear at some point.
Yeah.
We wouldn't give it. They wouldn't put it in the record if not. Oh damn!
I know.
Phone call.
I think the spear's not even the murder weapon. How do you know that? Didn't I just explain? I gave the donuts to the young detective, and then, after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything. So, he shows fondness for donuts. The only person I saw go to the studios is... Oh, God damn it. Okay. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite so, Sonny. No one's suspicious looking past around at all. Nobody's suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1 p.m.? Everyone was in the employee area before then. I locked the main gate so no one could get in.
They could climb it.
Yeah, that is true. They could have climbed.
Maybe they climbed it
the
and hurt their ankle.
Yeah, that's actually a really good fucking point.
Maybe they climbed it and hurt their ankle because it's tall.
Yeah, and there was the car parked right next to it. You know what those vans have? Those vans that carry shit? They usually have ladders on the back to store so that you can get to the roof, because people usually store shit on the roof as well.
Yeah. Hold on. I just remembered I have cookies, but they're on the other side of the room, so I need to go grab them.
All right.
I'm so distant away.
All right. What evidence do we have?
We have a spear.
The main gate.
I have a gun.
What if?
Get in the van.
What if I?
Roses are red, violets are blue. I have a gun. Get in the van.
You would have seen them. No one else went there. Oh wait, hold up. How do I press this one?
Holding it.
Are you sure?
The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio would have to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have him, edgy boy. Edgy boy?
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa!
Old Windbag sure has balls. Well, you know what I mean.
Holy shit, that caught me off guard. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Or, for that matter, entirely forgetting them.
How convenient.
Something for you to look forward to, perhaps.
Oh, fuck yeah, iced oatmeal cookie.
Did I press this one? Oh, right. I did. Shit. Maybe I'll... Should I just present the picture again?
What about the other No, the other pictures are just a map of the gate, a map of the area.
Hold on, actually, I'm gonna save real quick. Fuck you, I'm a save scummer, okay? So... I'll try... Oh, I'm gonna try the spear. Maybe the spear doesn't match the photo. I don't know. I mean, she's confident, so I don't think she's going to, because we already addressed, no one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. What if I present, no, not that. Shit. Didn't mean to click that.
Yeah. Olwenbeck sure has balls.
Shit! I keep hitting that button by accident. Okay. Okay. So they got there before, they must have gotten there before 1. So that means this is the thing I gotta press, or I gotta present evidence for. Maybe it is. No? Shit, this isn't good.
Damn.
What do I do?
What do we do?
Fuck it, I'm showing the picture again. It was the I already did that! That's literally what we're on! The reason I didn't do that is because that's what led to this line of questioning. You know?
Maybe he's gonna talk about the pants.
Hopefully. Hold on. Look at this photograph! One more time.
One more time.
The photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sir, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, automatically takes a picture? Then here I thought you didn't know your head from your hole in the ground. Right, anyways, it's also true that the computer at the guard station records all security cam data. No, you know, if you want to work at the studio, you might have an opening. The very computer printed out this photo. Note the back are printed on the words. October 15th, 2 p.m. Oh, right, a whole 30 minutes before the murder. Oh, wait, number 2! Photo number 2! Someone else did go there. It said photo number 2, which means someone else did go back there and got caught on camera. It was probably
and then was deleted.
Yes. It was probably the assistant. But she would have had to go there and then come back, so it would be photo number 3. Because she was moving the props around in the studio while they were doing their training, and then she came back for lunch. Which means it would be 3 photos, unless she went through the vent first to see if she could do it, and then...
I don't know if the vent's gonna come up.
I think... Look, the vents are right... The vents lead straight to Studio 2. I am convinced the vents lead straight to Studio 2 based on the floor plan.
Maybe.
Actually,
you don't know what direction that wall was facing.
The issue here is at the end it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held the data for 1 photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please, tell the court what you mean by this, Miss Wright. Actually, that's why I wanted to ask the witness. The evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people were on the studio that day, yet there's only data for 1 of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Me? Watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice, which means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, please help.
Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Don't know.
So, somehow you're a whippersnapper too! Whippersnapper? Is something the matter, old bag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate, someone other than the Steel Samurai. Well, yes, you could put it that way. I see. Oh wait, it would be the guy! The victim! He would have to pass by.
Yeah, there would have to be photo evidence of Jack getting there.
Yeah! Okay, I'm an idiot. I was overthinking. Your testimony, please. Unless Jack crawled
The other
through
person.
Yeah. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one important job to do. I go through the photos and record it on the security camera and check them. Then throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, see? Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo of that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. Right! Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be Jack. Every day, I finish the guard duties. Got to the computer. I'm gonna press on this, because that's the thing I want to know the information of. Well, who the heck was in the photo you erased? A fanboy. A fanboy? The Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about rehearsals from gosh knows where. And they're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second, didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Oh, well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes to the employee area.
The vents!
Oh! The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside. Okay, so I was close. I knew it was important. It leads outside. That's where they come in. They vent? Are you saying that the murderer vented?
Are you saying the murderer vent? This is not Among Us, Miss Oldbag.
Oh, I'm telling you, they were sus. I was at the guard station. I was doing my tasks at the guard station, watching the security camera, and I saw them vent. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers, short. Oh my God! Did a kid put on the Did a kid put on the costume and decide to play Steel Samurai and accidentally kill the actor, thinking it was real?
No, they purposely killed him because he's the evil magistrate.
Jesus Christ! Well, I mean, accidentally in the way that, in the sense that they didn't realize it was all acting. Oh God! Kids. So on the photo that you erased, there was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order, order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gates on the way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in the 2nd or 3rd grade. What if they stacked on top of each other and put on the costume?
Oh my God! A stack of children!
3 kobolds in a samurai costume! Yes!
I don't like goblins, they're scary.
We see him type every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I think it's quite heavy.
Right. I said I didn't pay him much mind. That's why he erased the data.
Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Well, yes, they're already trying to unsuspect him.
Nicole will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and prosecution to consider the new information. No forgetting vital information this time.
October 18th. Mr. Powers?
Yeah!
Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio?
I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So who is the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would have steal the Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good.
Oh.
You're likely the only suspect right now.
Nick! What are we gonna do?
First, we're gonna play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this.
Right. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right. If we pick the wrong person, we may lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, really.
Hey, Nick, it's time.
Okay, let's go. Alright, I'm gonna blame Penny.
Oh, well, what does that mean? Don't sound like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame Penny. I legitimately believe it might be her.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Wheelpowers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing's changed. The other person who went into the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Wilt Powers.
Very well. Mr. Wright, what are your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed the crime.
Order. Interesting. Let's hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who's obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough.
So, who was the other person that could have committed the murder?
The assistant girl.
We'll
It
see.
was the assistant. The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai.
So you're saying the Steel Samurai in the picture is really the assistant?
That's correct, Your Honor.
If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot.
Bad feeling time.
Remember the testimony concerning Mr. Powers' injury?
Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and me. What about the assistant?
No, her?
She was cleaning backdrops, I think. She didn't know a thing. You think? You actually don't know where she was.
The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Powers' She could look like the Steel Samurai with that costume. But she wouldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She wouldn't have limped.
Unless, wait, no, she bandaged the leg. Didn't she?
No.
Oh.
No. The security lady.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to penalize you as that one.
Alright, then I guess the security lady's the only other person that we could do. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Knows the trouble I've seen.
May we move on?
If you would, one more chance, please.
Very well, go ahead. So, who is the person that could have committed the murder?
Well, then I guess the security lady. Oh, yeah, the music stopped.
The music has stopped.
It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they were watching the action scene run through. There's only one person.
It's raining now.
Oh, nice. The only other person other than Powers and Hammer that knew of the injury is the security lady Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper!
Whippersnapper!
Order, order! Is this true, old bag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, and then slip into the Studio One at the scene of the murder.
Why would she go through so much trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. She knew if she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right there. Sherlock Holmes II, baby. Just like my...
Sherlock Holmes 2.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes 2, baby.
Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Or even better, Herlock Sholmes 2. Just like my grandfather basically was. Wait, that's odd. This is the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter?
The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you think I did it? Is that it? Yeah, G-boy, don't just sit there. Do something. That's my move. Maybe now's the chance to take this hole away.
Give Granny a break.
I don't think it was her. It's way too obvious.
But remember, we are just trying to drag the trial on a little more to find the real one.
Yeah, that's true. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers the suspect in the case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now the old windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though. As you said, second or third grade, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man for 10 seconds tops.
Thoughts, Mr. Wright?
The boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it to be nice to your kids and mean to your elders' day? Whippersnapper. I have proof. Proof?
Indeed. Let's see this proof, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. Probably.
Spear.
Yeah, the spear.
It's too heavy for a kid.
Yeah. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. It's very spear shown in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It was impossible.
I see. Well, the witness would the witness care to comment on this?
The windbag. She's speechless. This gotta be the first.
Well, very well. The court will suspend proceedings from the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy, what's her name?
Something. Oh, that's you.
Something old bag, Your Honor.
A prosecution will look further into the old bag before we continue. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Wait a second. I'm not gonna just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking.
Yeah. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this about? Have you omitted something in your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about?
By whom?
You mean it wasn't Edgeworth that told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
God damn!
Oh, damn.
She is so we should just throw out everything she says. She has not been reliable in the slightest. How many times can you amend your statement before you're just thrown out and held in contempt and also get perjury charges?
And also, probably, charged for murder.
Or at least accessory. If she didn't do it. Maybe obstruction of justice. Depends on whether or not she was in on it. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. Oh, I accidentally tapped out. There were some other people at the studio on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, you see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to accuse me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep it a secret from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I do what I'm told.
No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of Oldbag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Man, it's raining.
Good. I like the rain. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. So, you were told not to talk. That's right, by the studio and TV bigwigs, no less.
Why didn't I hear about this?
Don't be too hard on yourself, Sonny. We were all in on it. Who were these people? Well, the director and producer of Sardis. The director?
We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director?
You know what, that's very fair.
Of course!
That did cross my mind, but then again, they were hemorrhaging money.
And the chair was out, with the clappy thing and the megaphone.
Damn it, you're right! Yes, well...
He was there.
He was there, it was him and his evil joppers.
Him and his evil joppers.
The joppers of doom. Yes, well, I was surprised nobody asked about it. So, where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting for that.
Where?
I'm in Studio 2 trailer. They would have had to go through the thing! Studio 2? There's a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gates and then you go to the left. So they were the first one.
The path where the monkey's head was fallen.
Yeah, the path where the monkey's head had fallen.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue cross-examination?
I've already asked my questions, but he said they had nothing to do with it. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. Oh, I know that, silly. Still, they were kind of convincing about having nothing to do about it. Then they gave me a little bonus on the side. They bribed you?
You were bribed?
So you got your bonuses still talked. I think I've asked the questions I need to ask. I'm gonna continue. I want to know everything.
I guess there's no harm in getting as much info as I can.
Oh, wait, is that only 3?
Already did that one.
Ah.
There you go.
So they were actually in the studio. Yes, the whole day. When they heard about the murder, they beat it before the cops came.
Good. Kill this woman, I swear.
If I feel sorry for Edgeworth, almost. She really left him hanging on this one. Them? Who are these people? Well, well, the director and the producer of Sodas. Director? Oh, wait, we already did this. So I guess one of the things has multiple... Yeah. Okay, yeah. Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at Global Studio on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it's impossible to deliver a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Oldbag, and more information about these other peoples we have just been told of.
I understand, Your Honor.
This ends today's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all.
Uh-oh,
Court
I
is
think I
adjourned.
saw my light flicker.
Uh-oh. I think we're probably almost done with this chapter.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Really? It's nothing. Or should I?
We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up at the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
Oh, Nick. Have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag?
What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy to take a bit of the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor old Windbag. I kind of feel sorry for her.
Well, she wasn't winning any points there without my... She wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay. Let's get down to the studios.
Right. We'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thank you, guys.
Sniff, sniff.
Sniff, sniff. Alright, I think that's...
To be continued.
I think that's what we're gonna call it for the night.
Yeah.
Alright. So, thank you everybody for watching. I know this was a little bit of a longer episode with it going for 2 hours and 17 minutes. Holy shit.
Whoop-a-dee-ba-doob.
Check out some of the other stuff we have on the channel. We've got Tabletop Simulator. We have Gregory Horror Show. We have Shadow of Destiny. If you don't know what that is, definitely watch the episode. It's really good. Well, I enjoy it. It's a really old PS2 game, like 2001 or some shit. So, what else is there? 2 D&D campaigns. One of them is Curse of Strahd, which I play a cleric, and Biddy plays a barbarian? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, we're
Yes.
both werewolves.
Yep, we're both werewolves.
We ended up becoming werewolves. Let's see. There is also a homebrew I run
Our
called...
characters totally didn't want it, but we did.
Yeah. So I also am running a homebrew called World of Tapir. They recently had a heist episode, so definitely watch that. It goes about as well as you'd expect for a heist.
Yahoo!
Wahoo! Comic
I
challenge.
got really disheartened during it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, ah, shit. God. Fuck, this ain't no way.
I mean, it makes sense for the character you were stealing from to have done that.
It does. Where did I put my gum?
I don't know, but I got my candy corn right here.
Hell yeah.
So, common challenge of the day. Who is your favorite Sentai group? I consider the Ginyu Force as the Ginyu Force count as Sentai. Right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think they have enough costume, really. Anyway, my answer is whichever of the common riders had him cantaloupe.
That's fair. Okay, fine then. If the costume is if it requires more costume than the Ginyu Force have, then I would say the Great Saiyaman. You know, Gohan.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that out of the way, that's all I have to say. But good night, everybody.
Bye.